Farmers have a simple but effective ways to catch monkeys. They place a small jar in a tree and drop a piece of food inside. The opening is just big enough for a monkey to slip its hand through. But once it grabs the food, it can't pull his face back out. The only way to escape is to let go. But the monkey refuses, it stays trapped, held back not by the jar but by its own willingness to release what it wants. This monkey trap is more than just a clever trick. It's a powerful metaphor for how many of us stay stuck in life, especially when it comes to money. We're holding tightly to things that don't serve us, outdated financial briefs, unnecessary fears, or bad habits. Instead of adapting and moving forward, we trap ourselves by refusing to let go. For over 20 years, 15 in accounting and investing, plus 5 years earning advanced degree in finance, I have seen this happen over and over again. People aren't stuck because they lack knowledge, luck, or hard work. The real problem? Caring too much about the wrong things. This kind of over-caring doesn't just drain your energy, it actually holds you back from financial success. I know because I fell into this exact trap. I spent years stressing over things that didn't matter, following the wrong financial priorities, and ultimately draining my own path to wealth. And I wasn't alone. I watched countless professionals make the same mistake. Everything changed for me when I finally let go of these self-imposed limitations and shift my focus to what truly matters. In this video, I'm going to reveal 5 surprising things you are likely caring too much about, including one that might completely shift your perspective. And I will share with you exactly how to break free from this cycle so you can start building real wealth. Let's dive in. Number 1. Liberate yourself from other people's opinions. I had to mention this first because it holds so many people back. In February 2017, I joined Toastmasters for the first time and stood in front of a group of strangers to give a speech. I was incredibly nervous, worried about what people would think of me, my Chinese accent, and my ability to deliver a speech. My supposed 5 minutes icebreaker speech barely even lasted even a minute. I completely blanked, consumed by my fear of judgment. On my way home, I told myself, Link, maybe public speaking wasn't right for me. Maybe my family and friends were right. I was very introverted, better suited for crunching numbers behind a desk, staying quiet and avoid the spotlight. Looking back, it was crazy to think how close I came to letting fear dictate my future. If I had cared just a little bit more about what others thought, I know exactly where I will be today, still stuck in a job I hated, making less money, living a life that didn't feel right for me. And I never would have become a TEDx speaker, hosting business mastery seminars, or published my book. The truth is, when you let other people's opinion control your choices, you are not just giving up on one thing, you're closing doors on opportunities. You can't even see it. True wealth isn't just about money. It's about choices, confidence, and the freedom to build a life you want. The moment you stop caring about opinions that hold you back, you start unlocking success in every way that matters. Number 2. Dominate your own race and ignore the noise. Imagine 2 world-class sprinters competing in a race. Both have the same personal best time, but their strategies are different. Sprinter A locks in his lane and the finish line ahead. That's it. Sprinter B, however, keeps grading over at Sprinter A, trying to measure his progress. Who wins? Sprinter A every time. While he stays focused on his own race, Sprinter B wastes energy comparing and loses his rhythm. This isn't just about sports, it's about life, money, and success. As the saying goes, the day you stop racing is the day you win a race. For years, I was trapped in this mindset. I was so focused on other people's paths and achievement that I couldn't see my own. I was constantly measuring myself against others, chasing the same stats, getting the same qualification, and trying to keep up with their milestones. But the truth is, success isn't a singular race with one finish line. It's more like a garden where different flowers bloom in different seasons. The moment I fully acknowledge that everyone has their own path, that my job wasn't to compete with them, but to learn from them, everything shifted for me. I stopped running that race and started building my own. Real wealth doesn't come from comparison, it comes from craving out your own path. Whether that's finding a unique niche, developing an irreplaceable skills, or design a life that aligns with who you truly are. Number 3. Choosing wealth over image. I fell into this trap myself. Years ago, when I first started my business, I felt incredibly insecure when consulting with ultra high net worth individuals, people who were 10 to 20 years ahead of my game. To compensate, I bought expensive shoes and luxury cars, thinking it would help me gain their respect. But over time, I realized something deeply. Nobody thinks about us as much as we think they do. Clients didn't care about my cars and my shoes. They come to me to solve their problems. That's it. Simple and straightforward. And the clients who truly value my expertise never questioned my fees because they knew I would deliver at least 3 times the value of what they paid. If I couldn't, I wouldn't have been in business for so long. There's a massive difference between looking rich and being wealthy. Yet so many people get it completely wrong. In The Millionaires Next Door, research showed that real millionaires aren't the ones driving flashy cars or flaunting their wealth on Instagram. Instead, they live in a modest neighborhoods, drive used cars, and wear regular clothes. Their focus isn't on impressing others, it's on quietly building real wealth. If you truly want to build wealth, stop trying to look apart. This is like running a treadmill and endless chase for bigger, flashy things that never truly satisfies you. Every dollar spent on appearance is a dollar that could have been invested in something that actually makes you rich. Stock that compounds over time, income generating real estate, or a thriving business. The more you focus on keeping up appearances, the further you get from true financial freedom. Number 4. Escape the people-pleasing trap. Have you ever agreed to an expensive group dinner just to avoid being the one who says no? If so, you are not alone. Studies show that near half of the population identifies as people pleasers, and 2/3 admit they will do almost anything to avoid conflict. I used to be one of them. I wanted everyone to like me, so I hesitated to say no, fearing rejection. Every time a client called me and said, "Lincoln, quick question, I need to tap into your brain for a bit," I hesitated to build them, worried that charging for my expertise would push them away. I took this behavior even further, overthinking every interaction and treating everyone to free lunches just to maintain goodwill. But in reality, I was over-compromising and under-delivering. I was constantly exhausted, falling behind on projects, and my business wasn't growing because so much of my work was underbilled. Worse, people didn't appreciate free services. Instead, they assumed I was always available and treated me as a backup plan. The biggest cause of people pleasing wasn't just financial, it was losing respect for myself. I considered quitting my business multiple times because I felt undervalued and drained. That's when I realized if you don't set boundaries, people will set them for you. But here is the truth. People pleasing is costly. It drains your emotional energy, prevents you from delivering your highest quality work, and stops you from expressing your authentic self. Saying yes to every social event, expensive outing, or unpaid favor because of you fear disappointing others quietly sabotage your financial future. Without setting boundaries, you will find yourself constantly sacrificing your own goals for the sake of others. Before saying yes to something, ask yourself, is this aligned with my financial goals? Is it okay to say no? And you don't need to feel guilty about it. Saying no to what doesn't serve you is actually saying yes to your future. Number 5. Shift focus from money to value. This one may sound counterintuitive, but it is absolutely true. The less you focus on making money, the more of your offer attracted money. I learned this lesson during the COVID-19 pandemic when all my business were forced to shut down due to travel restriction. It was a stressful time, but I noticed something that changed my perspective. Every time I drive past by a McDonald's during lunch, the drive-through line was twice as long as usual. That was my aha moment. Lincoln, there was no shortage of money or wealth at all. People were still spending, just not on my business. The problem wasn't the economy, it was where I was placing my focus. Instead of worrying about money, I needed to shift my energy towards creating values, solving problems, and serving people. Money matters, of course. Being organized with your finances, savings, and planning ahead are all important. But accessing over every dollar you make can prevent you from seeing new opportunities. I experienced this firsthand when I exited one of my private equity investments. The business was generating high seven figures with over hundreds of employees and growing exponentially year by year. Walking away from it seems insane at the time, but looking back, that moment of detachment allowed me to step into greater opportunities, one that ultimately led me to make even more money than before. Think of money like a saying in your hand. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips away. But if you keep your palms open, it stays out. As Jagger said, you will get all you want in life if you can help enough other people get what they want. Shift your focus from making money to creating values. When you're solving real problems and offer meaningful solutions, money naturally follows. By letting go of these 5 things, I transformed my mindset and unlocked the path to real lasting wealth. If this video resonates with you, be sure to like and subscribe. I have another video. I take a deep dive into the concept of stored wealth and why looking poor can be a powerful financial strategy. Please check the link below. I look forward to see you there. Bye for now.